The Prince Warriors and the Swords of Rima, Volume 3, Priscilla Shirer, Chapter 17. That last chapter was very deep. Very deep. It reminds me of a scripture in the Bible. I think Jesus was talking to Thomas. Blessed is he who believes without seeing. It's amazing. Anyway, chapter 17, charming. Victor stood on the sidewalk outside the rec center, surveying the parking lot. He could see that Mr. J.R.'s SUV was not there, and Rook wasn't working today because the Cedar Creek landscaping truck was not there either. All clear. No older Prince Warriors to hinder his plans. He'd been avoiding them at all costs. Although he was sure that the adults wouldn't know his true identity, if they got a good look at him, they might suspect he was not one of them. He wasn't about to take that chance. He opened the front door and went into the building. A group of younger girls were sitting at one table making Christmas ornaments with paper and glue and lots of glitter. A young woman with a blonde ponytail was helping them, looking slightly harassed. Other kids sat together playing board games. A few were playing games on their phones. Victor scanned the faces, searching for one of the Prince Warriors. Then he saw Manuel, the one with the buzz cut and the glasses, sitting all alone, reading a thick book. This was the one who had so conveniently left his DNA and clothing threads on the shard of metal in a Horitas. Victor smiled to himself. Perfect. He started to move toward Manuel. Can I help you? Victor turned to see the young woman looking at him rather sternly. Glitter sprinkled all over her face and hair. She had a Starbucks cup in one hand and a phone in the other. He gave her his most charming smile. Hi, I'm Victor. Pleased to meet you. He stuck out his hand. She looked at it, unable to take it because her hands were full. But her stern expression melted and she smiled back. Oh, Victor, I've heard a lot about you. A friend of Xavier's? That's right, we're teammates at school. Basketball. Oh, right. I haven't seen Xavier today. Maybe he's out back playing ball. I'm Mary, by the way, Miss Stanton. Are you the manager here? Yes, well, only weekends now. I have school during the week. Are you in college? Victor widened his eyes to make Miss Stanton think he was really impressed. I hope I can go to college one day. Oh, I'm sure you will, she said. Anything I can help you with, just let me know. That's awesome, Miss Stanton. Thanks. She smiled and went back to deal with the girls who were now fighting over the glitter and getting it everywhere. Victor made his way to Manuel. Hi, he said. Manuel looked up, focusing. Hello? I'm Victor, friend of Xavier's. We're on the basketball team. You're Manuel, right? Yes. Victor sat down beside him. Maybe you can help me out. What do you mean? I hear you're really good at science. Well, I'm sort of failing science, and if I fail, I get kicked off the basketball team. So I need a tutor, someone to help me pass the midterms. Aren't you in 8th grade? I'm only in 7th. Yeah, but you're really smart. People tell me you're the smartest kid in the whole school. I'm sure even the 8th grade curriculum is way below your abilities. An eager smile crossed Manuel's face. Well, that may be true. The test is on Monday, Victor said, so I was hoping we could get together this weekend sometime. I could come to your house. I suppose so. Great. How about later today? I have to check with my dad. Okay, super. Let me know when you find out. Victor glanced up and saw Brianna and Ivy through the window. Brianna had a puppy on a leash. Perfect timing, he thought. See you later. He got up to go to the back door. But wait, you don't even know where I live. The back doors of the wreck flew open just as Brianna and Ivy walked by. Victor was in the doorway. He smiled when he saw them. "Hey," he said. "Brianna, right? And Ivy?" "Oh, hey, Victor," said Brianna with a shy smile. "Hey," said Ivy, blushing. Star, Brianna's puppy, wasn't as pleased to see Victor. She barked and growled, straining against the leash. "Star, stop that," Brianna said, pulling the dog back. She glanced up at Victor and smiled apologetically. "I'm sorry, she is not usually like that, but she's never been to the wreck before, so she's just nervous." "No problem," Victor said. He bent down, putting a hand out to the dog. "Hey, pup, what's the matter? Don't be afraid. I'm not going to hurt you." Star hesitated, then stuck her nose out and sniffed at Victor's hand. "That's a good girl." Victor rubbed her behind the ears. "She's really cute. I had a dog too, but it died. Hit by a car." "What? That's terrible," said Ivy. "Oh, you must be so sad," said Brianna. Victor sighed, his eyes misting up. "Yeah, I really miss him." "Congratulations on making the basketball team," Ivy said. "Oh, yeah," said Brianna. "Stellar." "Thanks. Xavier is an awesome player. Where is he anyway?" "He's usually out on the court," said Ivy. She glanced over to the basketball court, but it was empty. "Sometimes he has chores on Saturdays," said Brianna, "but he'll probably be here later." "Oh," Victor tried to look disappointed. "Is Levi doing chores too?" "Oh, he's on his way," Brianna said. "He texted me and said his dad had to stop at work for something." "Oh, right. Well, maybe you two can help me. I found this yesterday. I thought it might belong to one of them." Victor pulled out a piece of rolled up paper from his pocket. The paper looked yellowed and very delicate, like parchment. He unrolled it and showed it to them. Brianna gasped. The words, "Take captives," were written on the paper in large ornate lettering. "Where did you find that?" "Near that tree over there," Victor said, pointing to the beech tree. The same tree where Levi and Ivy had saved her from Cypher. Brianna took the scroll, puzzled. She tried to remember back. She had been under the beech tree with that cipher on her neck, and Levi had been trying to make her put on the helmet to get rid of it. But she didn't remember the scroll being there too. He had tried to give her that scroll before, for her birthday. It was a message from Ruach, but she had thrown it away. Had Levi picked it up? And did he have it with him that day under the beech tree? "So you've seen it before?" Victor said, a slow smile spreading across his face. No, not really." Brianna stole a glance at Ivy, who just shook her head very slightly. "No, never saw it before." "Oh, so you don't know anything about a Horitas, I guess?" Both girls stared at him, then looked at each other, their mouths falling open in unison. Then Ivy turned back to Victor. "How do you know about a Horitas?" she asked in a whisper. Victor shrugged. "Because I've been there." "You have?" Victor looked from one to the other. "You have too, right?" The girls slowly nodded. Victor smiled. "You're Prince Warriors. Seriously, what a coincidence." Victor shook his head, laughing. The girls started laughing as well. "Xavier and his brother Evan are Prince Warriors too," said Brianna. "Did you know about that?" "No way," said Victor. "And Levi too?" "Yep, and Manuel." "Wow, crazy. So this must be one of yours then." He pointed to the scroll. "Better hang on to that. Wouldn't want it falling into the wrong hands, know what I mean? Glad I found it for you." "Yeah, thanks," said Brianna, stuffing the scroll into her coat pocket. "Anytime. We should get together and talk about our trips to Horitas sometime, right?" "Yeah, that would be so cool," said Ivy. "Yeah, stellar," said Brianna. Victor smiled again and sauntered away. The two girls watched him go. Pretty amazing, said Ivy. I think he likes you a little. Brianna nearly blushed. I don't know about that. He was just trying to be nice. Can you believe he's a Prince Warrior? Yeah, what a coincidence. Good thing he was the one who found that scroll. Yeah. Brianna gazed again at the beech tree. I don't remember Levi having the scroll that day. I didn't see it either. But there was a whole lot going on that day. It probably was in the helmet and fell out when Levi dropped it. Yeah, Brianna murmured. That's what I was thinking. The back door opened and Manuel stepped out. Did you two talk to that kid, Victor? Yeah, just now, said Brianna. He just asked me to help him study for his science test. He's a Prince Warrior, said Ivy. He knows all about a Horatoss. Really? He didn't mention that to me. Well, it's not something a person just blurts out, you know. True, I suppose. Manuel pushed his glasses up his nose. Manuel pushed his glasses up his nose. He's coming over to my house later. Oh, cool, said Ivy. He kind of looks like you, Manuel. Hey, maybe we should go over too, huh, Bri? We could use extra help with science. The two girls giggled. Then Ivy turned to Manuel, her face suddenly serious again. How are things going with your dad? Is he still going to drill into one of the pods? Manuel nodded, frowning. He's just waiting for them to find a drill big enough, but he goes every day to study them. He's becoming obsessed. They found another one near the drive-in, said Brianna. That makes 4 now. Manuel nodded. That's where he was going when he dropped me off here. He won't let me come with him anymore because... He broke off. Because why? Because he knows I know about a Horatoss, but he denies it, says it's all made up. I told him what the pods were, but he refuses to listen. What about the book? His Prince Warrior book? Have you had a chance to look at it again? Manuel shook his head. He must have put it away somewhere, because it's not on his desk anymore. Oh, well, don't worry, Manuel. We'll figure this out together. Everything's going to be just fine.